Our day kicks off with Mr. Blue, the bluebird with a taste for the finer things in life, enjoying a gourmet breakfast. Exquisite, he chirps, savoring every bite. In the background, a clay-colored sparrow lands on the chair where the water used to be, looking around like it just walked into the wrong party. What are you doing here? It seems to wonder. Change is hard, even for birds. Mr. Blue, ever the camera ham, peeks at the lens and chirps, "Great work, kid. You're really talented." Before flying off to his nest, he adds, "Remember, always wing it." Just then, a pigeon swoops in, looking a bit ruffled. Why did the pigeon get a job? Mr. Blue asks. Because he was tired of cooing around. The sparrow chuckles. That's a good one. But why do seagulls fly over the sea? Mr. Blue grins. Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels. As they all share a laugh, a wise old owl hoots from a nearby tree. What do you call a bird that's afraid to fly? The birds look puzzled. A chicken, the owl hoots, causing a burst of laughter. Suddenly, a parrot flies in, squawking, "Why don't birds use Facebook?" Mr. Blue tilts his head. Why? The parrot replies, "Because they already tweet." The sparrow adds, "And why did the bird go to the hospital?" Mr. Blue shrugs. Why? The sparrow giggles, "To get a tweetment." As the birds continue their pun-filled banter, a flamingo struts by and says, "Why do flamingos stand on one leg?" Mr. Blue asks, "Why?" The flamingo replies, "Because if they lifted the other leg, they'd fall." Mr. Blue returns, but now he's acting like a picky food critic, turning his beak up at some of the mealworms. Not organic enough, he might be thinking. You can almost hear him muttering about the lack of Michelin stars in this establishment. "This place is for the birds," he squawks, clearly unimpressed. "I was expecting a tweetment, not a worm-up," he adds, ruffling his feathers in disapproval. Mr. Blue returns for a much-needed drink while Mrs. Blue is busy eating away. Mr. Blue suddenly notices her and says, "Hey, you're not my wife." She yells, "Duh. I'm just here for the free birdseed," and flies off. Mr. Blue shakes his head and mutters, "Well, that was Hawkward." Soon, a couple more clay-colored sparrows join the buffet, and they are not nearly as discerning. They gobble up everything like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. "Talk about peckish," one sparrow jokes. Mr. House, another bird, appears with a clay-colored sparrow. Are they a couple? One bird wonders. "Nah, they're just winging it," another replies. They stick around through lunch, leave for a bit, and then come back for more. "It's like they have a standing reservation," Mr. House quips. He gets a bit jittery when he spots some birdwatchers in training and decides to take a break. "Why did the birdwatchers bring a ladder?" he asks. "To get a bird's-eye view," he chuckles as he flies off. Just then, two sparrows start bickering. "You always hog the best perches," one sparrow squawks. "Well, you're always crowing about it," the other retorts. "Oh, don't be such a featherbrain," the first sparrow snaps. "Featherbrain? At least I'm not a birdbrain," the second sparrow fires back. "Well, you're just a peck of trouble," the first sparrow chirps. "And you're a real tweetheart," the second sparrow says sarcastically. "You're nothing but a nest wrecker," the first sparrow exclaims. "Oh yeah. Well, you're just a flight risk," the second sparrow retorts. They both pause, then burst into laughter. "Guess we're both just a couple of birdbrains," one of them admits. Is this the same Mr. Blue, or is it an imposter? Who knows? Bird identification is not my strong suit. Mr. Blue, or his doppelganger, keeps coming back for more snacks and drinks. It's like he's got a bottomless stomach. I guess he's just ravenous, one bird quips. Meanwhile, Mr. Blue, or the imposter, returns, grabs a mouthful, and flies off. The place is a flurry of activity with birds fluttering everywhere. It's like a bird buffet in here, one sparrow jokes. Mrs. Blue drops in for a snack. Why did the bird go to the hospital? One bird asks. To get a treatment, another replies, causing a burst of laughter. The scene opens with Mr. House, a sparrow with a flair for the dramatic, perched on the edge of a birdbath. He takes a long, refreshing drink, savoring every drop. With a quick shake of his feathers, he hops down and begins his search for the perfect snack. The camera follows him as he sneaks off, his eyes darting around like a seasoned detective. Mr. House pulls out a tiny microphone and, with a mischievous glint in his eye, begins his stand-up routine. What do you call a sparrow that's a detective? He asks, pausing for effect. A tweet sleuth. The audience of birds chuckles appreciatively. He continues, why did the sparrow get a promotion? It really chirped its way to the top. The laughter grows louder. How do sparrows communicate? Mr. House asks, leaning in as if sharing a secret. They use tweet messages. The birds are now in stitches. And finally, he says, wrapping up his routine, why did the sparrow bring a backpack? It wanted to wing it. The scene ends with Mr. House basking in the applause of his feathered friends, a true star in the bird world. The scene opens with a dramatic close-up of the Carolina wren, a new guest at the bird buffet. The camera zooms in as the wren looks around, clearly impressed by the spread. Who told them about the buffet? A voiceover asks, dripping with sarcasm. The wren, oblivious to the attention, dives into the feast with gusto. Cut to a wide shot of the other birds, all turning to stare at the newcomer. Well, this is Hawkward, one bird mutters. The Carolina wren, with a mouthful of seeds, looks up and chirps. What? Is there something on my beak? The camera pans to a sparrow, who rolls its eyes and says, Great, another seed stealer. Just what we needed. The wren, not missing a beat, replies, Hey, I'm just here for the free birdseed. Don't get your feathers in a twist. As the wren continues to munch away, the voiceover returns. Looks like the Carolina wren is here to stay. Better get used to it, folks. The scene ends with the wren giving a cheeky wink to the camera, clearly enjoying the spotlight. My little ballerina sparrow, dancing on the plate, carefully selecting their next snack. Why did the sparrow join the dance class? I wondered. To learn how to do the tweet step. As the sparrow continues to dance around, I can't help but chuckle. Why did the sparrow sit on the computer? I ask myself. To keep an eye on the web. The sparrow hops to another spot on the plate, pecking at a crumb. What do you call a sparrow that tells jokes? I ponder. A chirp comedian. Finally, the sparrow fluffs its feathers and looks around proudly. Why did the sparrow get promoted? I muse. Because it was extra hard-working. Mr. Blue returns for an evening meal, pecking at some seeds on the ground. Sighs. What a day. I feel like I've been flying in circles. I needed this. It's been a real treatment. A squirrel sneaks in, looking like it's trying to decide between food and water. Not sure what to choose, it seems to ponder. Just as it makes a move, a bird swoops in, and they narrowly miss each other. The squirrel dives to the ground, scared out of its wits. That was nuts, it exclaims. The squirrel saunters around, letting the birds have their turn first while it makes sure the coast is clear. "I'm just here for the acorn buffet," it mutters. The squirrel notices the camera, decides to get a bite to eat, but something scares it over to the chair. "I guess I'm just a little nutty today," it chuckles nervously. The video ends with the squirrel looking around, probably wondering what just happened. "Well, that was a nutty adventure," it thinks to itself.